All right, good evening, everybody. We're on finally. We had some technical difficulties. I got them resolved, so we're back up. And at the bottom, we have, I'm not with Denise tonight. It's the Mouth of the South is in Texas. Poor
Yay.
Texas.
Yay! That's at my house.
So I'm occupying one of the boxes tonight. We have Scott of West Texas, and we have, if I can find her, where is she? Way up here. Kimmy Jong-un is here. So we have Kimmy Jong-un, and let me see if I can get her smiling face on there. Yes, we had some technical difficulties to start the show, but there she is. There's Kimmy Jong-un. Okay, folks, for some reason we keep going in the red on Periscope. I don't know why. It's probably all the weak trolling activity that we experienced in our last show. Oh, the trolls are terrible. Come on, George, get off your wallet and buy some better trolls.
The only way they can win is, or try to get back at us is by trolling us, because they don't have a party or a policy or anything to stand on. That's for darn sure.
You know, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't the same. Oh, he cheated on his wife. The wall's not being built. It's all the same talking points from the media, which aren't true. At least put some truths out there, for goodness sakes. Oh, Trump is a Nazi. I was a Trump supporter, but now I can't stand him. The same crap. I love it. Anyway, say hi. Let's start with the Mouth of the South there.
Hi.
Oh, okay.
We're working on that name, though. It's gonna change.
Doc.
Because
it is, but I don't want to admit it.
She is the perfect speaker for all of us in the South. She just don't mind giving her opinion, and I don't think that just is grand.
Especially when it comes to Yankees.
Kimmy Jong-un, down in the bottom left. Say hello.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Speakeasy.
Yes. The infamous Kimmy from My Favorite Things on Thursday night at 11 p.m.
Yes.
Infamous. And I am going to say what I say pretty often. I can't see chat. And so I will not be responding individually to people. So just assume that I gave you a hearty hello individually. I hate it. It makes me so mad.
Chat's a real problem on Periscope all the time. So
it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And I'm also massaging my foot.
Yeah. Okay.
If y'all are wondering why I'm all bent over and crooked.
I hope you don't.
You want to explain why you're needing to massage that foot? The wear and tear on it.
Yeah, I went shopping today, and it takes a lot out of me. I'm not good at that.
It does, and you have to find all the crazies that are out there. I'm saying, if there's one out there, I find them when I'm out shopping or whatever, and I just take them and go, oh my gosh, that was just a whooping. That was just more wear and tear on a chicken's ass than I can take. Honestly.
Yeah. I'll tell y'all a shopping story in a minute after Scott gives his intro.
Yeah, Scott, go ahead. Say hello.
Hey, I just want to welcome everybody to the program. Love these Saturday nights, and also love it when, like, us MAGA people online and social media, we know each other for years, but I love it when we can get together like Beth and Doc are doing right now.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm more jealous of Beth or more jealous of Doc.
I'm telling you, don't be listening to her. She makes me sound like I'm a Hitler. Let me take that title from POTUS, I guess.
That's funny. So what have you been doing? I didn't know that y'all were together. Or am I taking over the show? Go ahead, Phil. You do your thing.
What's that, Kimmy? Oh, you know what? Let's start out the show after all that trolling in the last show. I'm still wound up, fired up. So let's play a. Oh, I guess we can't do that, can we?
America, say goodbye to your guns.
Yeah, America, your guns, they're going hasta la vista, baby.
No more guns! See you later, guns. Adios, pistolas! And it's gonna be so easy to take their guns, too.
Yeah, taking away these guns is gonna be simple. Exactly, you know? It's like America is a land of laws, and people are gonna follow the laws.
Oh my gosh, totally they're gonna follow the laws. The money I see! So what are we gonna do if they don't give them back?
That's a good question. Oh, they'll give them back, because Americans, they want to follow the law.
Of course, everybody in America follows the law, duh. Should we give them something for the guns?
Sure, let's give them free health care. Yeah, or we could give them free college or even money.
Let's just give everybody everything for free. Orale, vato!
Hey, where can I turn in my gun, man? Muy bueno, homie. You can totally turn it into me, amigo.
Orale, cabrón. There is nothing I respect more than a white guy that knows how to speak Spanish. ¿Cómo está usted? Me llamo Kobe, ¿y tú?
What's up, Holmes? I want to turn in my weapons and get a free college education. I knew this would be a good idea. They're all gonna follow the law. Yeah, homie. There is nothing more important to me than a college education.
We're gonna take your guns.
We're gonna take your guns. You can cry all you want, but we're still gonna take your guns.
We're gonna take your guns. Vamos a tomar tus armas. You can cry all you want, but we're still gonna take your guns.
Oh, so anyway, let's get right into the why do we have the title we have tonight. Well, Bernie Sanders on that last video just brought up a good subject. Free healthcare, right? Free Medicare, right? Medicare for all. So, I'm going to do my little rant here.
Oh, Soylent Green is coming. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not saying anything.
So,
Aren't they exempt from that?
I'm sorry, Beth, I couldn't hear you.
Anyone in government is not going to have to be forced to that.
Oh, I'm sure they're not, because they have to be protected because they're so important.
They want us to do it, but they won't do it themselves.
Well,
They
that's
want
what happens.
all the rules they don't want to live by, so that they have all the power and all the money and all the luxuries, and we're just the common people that earn it for them.
And the safety and the healthcare choices and all of that. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I
here's
mentioned last week about how the Democrats were blocking Trump from putting, they were doing a bill, but they blocked putting gang members on the access list for ICE for deportation. And then today, or sometime in the last day or two, they did do a bill. It's been, it's in the House right now. That's just crazy. They don't want gang members to be monitored on this gun, background check stuff.
Okay, so what's their stated reason for such complete nonsense?
Because they're afraid it will target innocent people who have been in the debt flag for the database, which is a lame excuse.
So anyway, I'm going to jump into the Soylent Greenness, or Soylent Green. Soylent Green is people. All right, so here's a video. I'm going to start off with this. This is from the movie, and I'm going to commentate over it so we don't get blocked or banned.
And your favorite color?
Orange, I guess.
Music?
Classical. Light classical.
Oh, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Sign here, please, Mr. Roth.
Full 20 minutes.
Oh, certainly. Guaranteed. Thank you.
This way, please, Mr. Roth.
Good evening, ma'am. May I have your name, please?
Well, I see that orange is your favorite color.
Can we talk a little bit?
Yes, you can.
Did you see it? I told you.
So what's the point of all that? You've seen the movie, right? Oh, I restarted it on accident. I don't know why it did that, but
I haven't seen it, actually. I've wanted to, but I haven't.
What was it?
Soylent Green. I haven't seen it in years, probably since college.
Is that all? Really?
Oh, that's the girl that does the meme, I guess.
No, it's
That
not
was-
the same person, but she named herself after it, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a movie. It's a movie back from the 70s or something like that.
Really?
But it was based on how you reach a certain age and the older people think they're like going into some kind of a better thing, but they end up taking their bodies and processing it as food. And the human race doesn't realize they're actually eating the older people.
we don't use the-
Soylent Green is people.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
now I'm not saying that we're going to be eating people, although cannibalism is attempted to be normalized via some left-wing websites saying that, well, cannibalism might be a thing, but here's the point of all of it. The Democrats are tipping their hand every day. We heard Bernie Sanders say abortion is about population control, right? He actually came out and said it. It's about the environment. We need to have abortion. It's good for the environment, right? Do you notice that they wrap women's health care up into abortion, right? That's health care, right?
Right.
What do you
basically.
think they're going to do when they have full control of your health care? Is it a conspiracy theory that they were going to start telling people, well, geez, you're 87 years old. There's no need for you to have treatment.
No age, it's level. No.
We refer to age as levels, she's saying.
So, you know,
Yes, once you get to a certain level, they won't think that you're contributing, but you'll be a drag. And then after the old people become the special needs people, and they're already doing it to our children through abortion, and then us worker bees will be next because they'll think we need to be trimmed down. 'Cause we're going to be dangerous as long as we're at levels that can overcome them if we were to ever suddenly become woke.
Yeah, like your existence is a net loss to the economy and the population. Like you are not only like you're less than neutral. You're taking away. You're sucking up stuff.
Yeah, what did the Georgia Stones? They had a limit on or what they wanted the population control. It was like 250,000 worldwide. I mean, that means billions of people killed to gain this objective.
Is that
Y'all
the
know what
new-
I'm talking about? The Georgia Stones. Y'all know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
so
I've meant to.
how do you
Google
accomplish
Georgia
that? How do you decrease population? You can't do it just through abortion, right?
That's where Hillary came in. She was
Well-
supposed to start a war.
No.
Damn it.
Let's. I'm not going to go down that path of because that's maybe she's going to have a war, maybe she's not. But what have they talked about all along? That they need to control your health care, right?
Right. So, well, I mean, I'm thinking like famine and pandemics and Ebola type stuff, and let people shit on the streets and get cholera or whatever you get from crap.
How else do you do it, though, Kimmy? You take control of healthcare. Total government control of healthcare.
Yeah.
What do you think the Chinese do with their healthcare, their women's healthcare? They force women to have abortions, right?
Yeah, that didn't work out very well, but yeah.
They do. The government controls it, right? Mm-hmm. Look what's happening in Europe. Europe controls the healthcare. Oh, Europe's healthcare is awesome. Your kid gets sick, you can't even take your kid out of the country for a treatment in another country. They just let your kid die, right?
Yeah.
So how would you feel if your child is sick and you have a chance to go to, say, I don't know, Greenland, for example? They have a experimental cure that can cure your child's illness, but the United States says, no, you can't take your child out of the country. Your child must die. You don't think that's not going to happen, because it's happening right now. It's happening all over Europe every day.
Yeah. Well, there was that little boy, I can't remember his name right now, but it was a couple of years ago that he eventually did die. He had been on life support for 2 years at that point, I think. Huh?
Was it the one from Britain?
Yeah, from Britain. And I think it was Italy that actually gave him citizenship and said he could come there. And that the state was not going to have to pay for his travel, his medical expenses, nothing. All they would have to do was allow him to leave, and they wouldn't even allow him to leave. They insisted that he stay there and die, and they had guards at the doors, would not allow the people in or out.
It infuriated me.
They made the family that they restricted their ability to leave the country with their child. Like, I don't even, like, they weren't going to have to pay anything. It was over.
And the end game, the problem was the government just wants to control everything, and they don't really want you getting help. They don't want that success. They don't want other people to see that. They just want to control us and to keep us at only a level that will sustain them and the lifestyle they want and the power that they want. And they're willing to let the rest of us die.
Well, if there's too many of us, then we very well might rise up against them.
Exactly. If we became woke, we'd become a danger to them.
We'll rise against the machine.
And they think, again, they both start believing their own liberal bullshit, and they start believing that we really are going to die in 10 years. I mean, that's the same thing with their polling. That's why they were so crushed whenever they found out Trump won, because they started believing their own freaking lies. You know, that's the thing. You know, Trump is so smart because he fights them on every front, but he also has the acuity and the wisdom to back away and let them destroy themselves where necessary, or where they can, where he doesn't have to expend resources to get it done. So, I mean, if Hillary had won, the whole world, it would be a different landscape, and I mean, our lives would be, there would be civil war in the streets by now. Because
I do believe that. I do believe that.
Be faster than you realize. I think they had everything in place.
I do believe that, Doc. I do.
We've got the kids one step away from being brainwashed enough to say, well, my grandmother is lived a long life. She's a drag on the environment. You know, it's time to let her go. I mean, this is what's going to happen. And if you think it's not, you're an idiot. I mean, they are making no bones about it right now, right? Mm. They're coming right out and saying it. The environment, it's all tied together. Climate change, healthcare, abortion, the climate crisis. It's a big deal. We got a population control. Bernie Sanders let it out. He just let it out, and I don't think he meant to do it. But it's been a conspiracy theory. Alex Jones has been right. Sorry. You might not like Alex Jones, but he's been right all along. This was their plan all along.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the media has ignored the conspiracy theory of chemtrails, but now they're embracing it, saying it's good for climate control. Then you got the immunization, vaccine issues. just all this stuff ties together.
If you want to like know what we're talking about today, if you want to know like proof of what we're talking about today, then just look at Alex Jones 20 years ago.
He was saying it all ties together. You could see it now. You could see taking away the guns. You can't start offing your citizenry by euthanasia and forced abortion if they're armed, right?
Right.
Then you try to convince everybody it's to save the planet. We have to do this. And they've got these kids so brainwashed. You heard that person ask a question about abortion saying it's population control. And Bernie let the cat out of the bag, which I don't think he intended to do. He probably thinks back and is thinking, oh, crap, I shouldn't have done that. But that's all the so-called conspiracy theories that Alex Jones has been talking about for 20 years. And now they're actually coming out and saying it.
I don't think they intended to. I do think that they're kind of shocked by it. But just like Beto with the guns, he said, we're coming for your guns. You know, the main thing that people that find themselves in an unhappy relationship say, well, I didn't know that he was going to be that way, or I didn't know she was going to be that way. When what they're really saying is, they said they were that way, but I didn't choose to believe them because I was in the warm, fuzzy, oh, la, 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 I'm in love phase, and I didn't take into consideration what they were really saying and what their actions showed. It's the same thing with them, because they have for years tried to fool the public with the sleight of hand. Oh, look over here. This is what we want to say we're doing, but this is what we're really doing over here. And now the facade, they're in such panic, and they know the gig is up, that they're letting it slip by accident. And I think that the squad and all of their favorite libtard people that support them are panicking and going, holy cow, we don't have anything to fight this with. Look, they're coming out with the truth inadvertently, and then we're going to be using that, because once POTUS starts, and y'all saw the something we did this weekend or whatever that came out showing that very thing. I mean, they just can't help but let the masks slip.
And just to throw on top of that, I'm not going to preach, but biblically, I was told and shown that the last trump was the words of Christ. And he is in the White House, but Trump.
There's a passage we were looking at today in the Revelation that was talking about how Jesus is going to come back, after the final trump. And there is a school of thought out there that it could even be referring to, think about it, Trump being in the White House, God using Trump to save our country. Right. And that it could even be a reference roundabout.
Another edition of Between
So
Two Ferns.
it's just very interesting if you look at all the different ways that tie in not only the scripture and the times and all that kind of thing, but you just see the plan of God, because they had a 16-year plan to destroy America, to bring about globalization, to take our powers away, and they were well on their way. It was only God's grace that He spared us from that affirmative.
Yeah, and part of that plan was what I was talking about, Hillary Clinton taking us to war.
Exactly. North Korea.
And I believe, Scott, that probably is what is to start.
Instead, we got a president of peace.
Whatever. But what I was, the one verse that stood out to me that I just want to say, I'll read it to you. It is clear as day. Oh, behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, But we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last minute, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall raise incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this compatible must put on incorruptible, and then mortal must put on immortality. Final trump.
Corinthians, yeah.
You cannot be any more clear, in my opinion.
So
That's a key verse to me in just the overall things. A lot of people think that Adam and Eve had bodies like we have right now, and that when we die, we're going to have these bodies and recognize each other. But it says in Genesis, that when they were kicked out of the Garden of Eden, they were changed and tied to the earth. And that verse you just read says, when Christ comes back, we will be changed into Christ's image again. We were made in Christ's image. We're not in his image right now. But Corinthians says we will be back in his image again. So we're going to be spiritual beings. That's why we're not going to be hungry. That's why there will be no, disease, hurt, anything, because we will be spiritual beings. We'll be rid of these bodies, thank God.
Well, I disagree with that. I think that I don't think we're going to be some vague spirits floating in the sky. If you notice, when Jesus came back, the disciples saw him in the room, and they said, "Oh, is it really you, Jesus?" And he said, "Yes, come touch me, feel the holes." So I believe our mortal bodies are going to be perfect bodies, but they're going to be physical bodies that are going to be of substance. We're not going to be spirits hanging out in clouds and stuff like that. So, but we're getting into the doctrine. What we were pointing out is, I think this ties back to what Beth was saying, is that we can see the hand of God in how he's using Trump.
Yeah.
And we see how we were barely able to thwart their plans to take us to this polarization and to have the last reign over us. And thank God we were spared. And we're going to get this man reelected in 2020.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Okay.
So for those that don't,
this, guys, because we're getting too serious.
so for those that don't file the Bible or go to church on a regular basis, I think the immediate concern is, they're throwing out free healthcare, free college, free this, but free comes with a price, and the price isn't just going to be exorbitant taxes. It's going to be the price of your family members that are going to be basically euthanized because they aren't going to get any health care to live once they're past a certain age. And if you don't think that's going to happen, you're insane. The government's not going to pay for everybody's health care forever. That's not going to happen. It's going to get to a point where they say after a certain age, well, I'm sorry, you can't get the hip. It's happening in other countries. They're not going to give somebody over 70 years old a hip replacement because they're over 70. They're not a viable entity, right?
I'm an insurance broker. I sell health insurance and health and life, and they're already building it into policy. Yeah. And you already have to, doctors are supposed to be asking you if you have guns at home. And they're already mandating. I had to sit and look a woman in the face, a single mother, and tell her that even though I grew up without dental insurance, no, I don't have great teeth. I'm going to get them someday, but I ain't got them yet. I grew up in West Texas where everybody's got, there's too much fluoride in the water, so it ruins your teeth. They're very strong, but it ruins the look of them. But we grew up without dental insurance, and it did not kill me. I had to sit there because of Obamacare and look a little single mother in the face that was trying just her hardest just to put a roof over the kids' heads and food in their bellies, just to keep them alive, and tell her that even though her kids would be alive without dental insurance, that Obamacare mandates that she have it and pay for it regardless of whether she wanted it or not. I had to look that mother in the face and tell her that no, she could not opt out. That though it was going to put them in the poorhouse, Obama thought that them having dental insurance was more important than them eating or having a roof over their head. That is the party of Obama. That's the party of the left-wing libnuts. They want to mandate everything in your life. They want to tell you how to eat, what to think, if you can live, if you have insurance, if you are worthy of a hip replacement or not. That's all they want to do is take our choices away and give themselves all the power.
Couple things in the chat real quick. The picture of Chris Mack up there, we love Chris Mack. He's a friend of our show. We put him up there just in case when we have an empty slot if Chris is awake and can join us. So that's why the picture of Chris Mack is up in the empty box. The other thing is Jew bankers don't own Trump, you moron. I mean, come on. I mean, really? Come on. CVB 1998. You're missing Nazi class. Run along.
Yeah, just this new story where they're hammering Trump, about Ukraine. And now it's coming out today and yesterday that the UK government contacted Trump. That whistleblower was saying he contacted them saying, I need stuff from... No, they contacted us.
CVB comes back with Trump has little hands. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The level of trolling has... Too many people have jobs. The good trolls all got jobs. It's gotta be what happened. Yes,
did y'all see when he was... I can't remember what it's called. Like I think he's sitting in the Oval Office with Scott Morrison, the Australian Prime Minister, and someone in the media asked about the whistleblower thing, and he said that you're going to be very embarrassed when you find out what's really going on with that. But y'all go ahead, just pump it up, make as big a story as you want to make it, because the bigger you make the story, the harder your fall is going to be.
Oh. His daughter converted to Judaism because he's owned by the Jew bankers. Wow.
Maybe.
Yeah, he became president to lose $2 billion. It's because the Jew bankers told him to. I mean, come on.
I'm going to work for you, honey. The rules of our house
I can't hear you.
We believe in free speech, but when you start demeaning and calling names, you will be kicked out of the room. So clean it up. If you can't debate your stance on facts and merit, then you need to excuse yourself or you will be excused. We believe in free speech, but we do not allow anybody to name anybody or name calling. So get with the program or get out. Thank you. Sorry for the public service announcement. Now we can go on.
I want to read something that someone gave me to the Action David. But it's about the history and the legacy of democracy and liberty. And I might not be the best person to read it, but the reason we have democracy is because we don't have righteous rule monarchy. We need some kind of checks and balances, which is why our government is established as it is. 13 colonies were still a part of England. Professor Alexander Tyler wrote about the fall of the Athenian Republic over 1,000 years ago. He said, a democracy cannot exist as a permanent form of government. It can exist till the voters discover that they can vote themselves money from the public treasure. From that moment on, the majority always voted for the candidates who promised the most money from the public treasury. And that resulted then with the democracy always collapsing over loose fiscal policy followed by a dictatorship. The average of the world's great civilization has been 200 years. These nations have progressed through the following sequence: from bondage to spiritual faith, from spiritual faith to great courage, from courage to liberty, from liberty to abundance, from abundance to a selfishness, from selfishness to complacency, from complacency to apathy, from apathy to dependency, from dependency back to bondage. So where do you think America falls in that above paragraph?
Well, that's why if you read the 5,000-year leap, the founding fathers realized that. That's why they set up a constitutional republic, not a democracy, like other countries have that have failed in the past.
You know, Sweden's going there too fast. They're in trouble. They have a democracy where they, vote. It's the popular vote.
That's why I love it when Democrats say, or liberals say, that's not democracy. Well, it's not, because we're a constitutional republic, moron. We're not a democracy. If we were a democracy, Hillary Clinton would be in office, but we're not a democracy, and they set it up that way on purpose. Because democracies fail.
And there's our future generation that's going to save us right there. Hello, Piper.
Oh. Oh, we just turned into romper room. This is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood right now. So
okay. Y'all can say whatever you need to say and however you need to say it, because I've got these and she doesn't.
Doc, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, your mic is not working so great.
Can you guys hear us?
No.
I can hear you now.
Oh. I was saying, CBV,
Why
we're going to leave us. We are Christians, and we have no hatred in our heart. That you obviously then you have a hard time controlling yourself, so you are excused. And if you don't leave, we will vote you out. So
the corner
don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Piper, how are you, Miss Piper?
So what do you have to tell us, Miss Piper?
She can't hear you.
We'll tell her we're all giving her love.
Piper, say hello. She looks very sleepy. Wow. Sleepy bunny.
Hey, I'm going to play something for Piper. Ready, Piper?
Look,
Wait a
Patrick,
second.
I'm Texas. Howdy, y'all.
I'm Texas, too.
Howdy, y'all.
Get a dog, little Lonnie. Get a dog.
Howdy, y'all.
Dog, little Lonnie. Get a dog.
Y'all best cut it out. The stars at night are dull and dim whenever they have to be over dumb old stupid Texas. Hey, Patrick, what am I now?
Stupid?
No, I'm Texas.
What's the difference?
There you go, Piper.
I never hear that.
Bob SquarePants.
Yeah, that's right. SpongeBob SquarePants. Now you can't say anything, Doc, because that was for a little kid. So.
With free tacos.
You can't say anything, Doc.
I'll consider your apology later. Thank you very much.
This time means when we're ready, not when we say it.
That's right. I would play my Kiss My Grits button, but some Yankee sent it to me and it's not very loud.
Wow. We are being throttled hard because
are we?
Yeah, it keeps going in the red. It's all these weak trolls.
Well, they're getting more and more desperate. You see, I mean, they're throwing everything they can at us and our movement and our leader and everything because they're in the death throes. I think.
By the way, y'all all saw where the YouTube took down a bunch of conservative sites, and there was an article out today that they reversed it and then reinstated all of those. I don't know if like Ann Vandersteel and those people that we know were, shut out, if they got reinstated or not, though.
I'm not sure.
I know James and Chris got theirs back. I'm not sure what you just said. I was reading comments, but the ones on the screen. But
yeah, there was just an article that Google reversed, and they did allow YouTube. They reversed all those bans, that they just implemented last week, you know, where we lost all those people. They said they reversed it in the article.
Well, I'll tell you who we lost before the ban was Denver Knight, and I was going to contact her to get her to come be on my show because she's already said she would, and I was going to try to schedule it, and it wouldn't send. And I was like, oh crap, I don't even know how to get in touch with her. So I've
Lexi, I think we know people that know her.
Yeah, I sent a DM to a person who should be able to get in touch with her.
Oh, Karen, yeah.
I adore her.
Good.
She did what? She did what, Beth?
She asked me to moderate her scopes.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she had this horrible trouble control.
She's brilliant. She's so smart and so funny and so quick. So fast. You know, whenever I first heard about her, was when Trump had done something that there was a Gold Star widow down in South Florida, I think, and she didn't like, or her mother didn't like, somebody didn't like the way that Trump responded to her, like the letter that he sent wasn't the way they wanted it or something, and they complained. And then I came across, somebody shared a video from this Gold Star widow who was like, had all this sassy stuff to say, and she was a big Trump supporter, and I loved her style ever since then. That's when I started following her, whenever that was. Anyway, but yeah, they banned everybody. A lot of people anyway.
Oh yeah, she is. She's kind of a pistol.
She felt right. She felt right. So.
Yeah, and I started following her on her new account that Sith Princess has put in there, but she hasn't followed me back yet, so I don't have her DMs. But
yeah, I can only tweet her and then she blocked and.
Yeah. I'll get her eventually. So anyway, I didn't mean to make that. That was kind of long.
I just loved her because she's an awesome matron.
She is. And you know what? That's the thing, is we've got to keep growing our repertoire of voices and talent and thoughts, because that's where we're going to win, is in the marketplace of thoughts, I think. The more that we can hit people with facts, it's undeniable. Even the Democrats up in the, you know, like we said on MAGA Promises Kept, even the strongholds of the Democrats are going to vote for Trump, because you can't argue with the numbers. How can you argue with facts? That's why if all you've got is demeaning and calling names, that just shows you how desperate you are. You've already lost the game, because you've lost in the marketplace of ideas and concepts. And that's where we're winning every day, bringing more and more patriots to our cause. I'm just telling you, we're knocking them dead. And we've got to keep being passionate and happy and excited about what we believe in and why we believe it. We've got everything on our side, guys. All we got to do is keep putting ourselves out there, telling everybody about it. Because the mainstream media just tries to tamp down all of our voices, but they can't keep us all down. They can get a few of us here and there, but we'll keep coming back because we all band together. We never leave a man behind. We're like the army. Right. We don't leave our men behind. We come back. Denver ain't finished. She's coming back. We're going to be front, telling everybody and singing her praises, and we're going to be bringing more and more people to our tent, because our tent is so huge. We need to show everybody. It isn't the people of hate that's got any room for them. It's the people of love that do a lot, I think.
Love does trump hate.
It does.
It's just the right side.
And I am a cheerleader on the Trump train. We know.
You saying that made me think of that song, that Chumbawamba song.
Oh,
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
What is it?
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Oh, yeah.
You're never going to get me down.
Yeah, it's true. It is.
I'm trying to teach Piper whenever our dog knocks her down. I said, you just get right back up, and you think, I get knocked down, but I get up again.
That's awesome. Something else?
Yeah, falling for it, yep.
If you fall, look up, get up, and go on. If you can look up, you're going to get up.
I think a good one to add to that might be to shut up, too. So maybe stop complaining about falling. I don't know.
I don't know if y'all saw it too, but there was an article this past week, maybe the week before, but how, I don't know if it's the State Department or somebody in Trump's, but they were developing an app that basically is the president's platform. And I haven't heard anything since, though. But it sounds like instead of him going to Parler or wherever, he's actually coming up with his own app.
I got a question for Sithy in the chat. What is your YouTube handle? And it's going to take about 20 seconds before she hears that. But she's got, I don't know what a P5 is.
That's part 5. She's been doing a series on all this stuff. She's done 4 parts.
What is her handle on Twitter? Is it TFL Sith Princess?
Yeah, I don't know what her YouTube is. I've got it, but I'd have to search. Hopefully she'll come back.
Going back to what Beth was saying a while ago, about having a positive attitude. I love this little meme that I always have. It says, "Chin up, beautiful. You're not struggling. You're simply mid-conquer." So, see, I think that we're mid-conquer. I think come 2020, we are going to steamroll over them. And I think it's all because we're going to have a positive mindset. I mean, every day we get up and Hillary's not our president is a really good day. Number 1, you got up. Number 2, you don't have to look at that ugly hack. The ugly stick jumped on her, nearly beat her to death. I am just staying on the inside too, not just the outside.
It did. Okay, so I went to Dillard's today, and I
love Dillard's.
I don't like shopping, but it's a necessary evil. But thank you, Adam and Eve. Stupid fig leaves. So I went shopping today for some new fig leaves, and I was at Dillard's, and I had to get fitted. And the woman that was helping me, I was in the dressing room, and she was going to go get something for me. And so she asked me which size she should get me. And so I told her my weight, and I told her my height, and I said, whatever that means. And I told her, I said, 5'6", and I said I thought I was 5'7", but it turns out I'm 5'6". And she said, "Girl, if men can decide they are women, you can decide you are 5'7".
That's right, honey. I may be chubby, but I identify as slender, so I'm trans slender.
I love it. I thought that was so funny, though. She was like, "If they can identify as women, you can be 5'7".
You had some of the best experiences.
Well, you're braver than anybody because my husband doesn't even know what I weigh. I mean, I would. That's because
my husband doesn't know.
He would. The only way he will ever know this side of heaven what I weighed on earth is if he's weighing my cold dead body. Because, I'm sorry, I think that's between me and God.
The bra specialist at Dillard's knows how much I weigh, but my husband does not and will not. Yeah. And when I was having Piper, like literally I was in labor and they wanted to know how much I weighed, I was like, no, send him away. We talk about it. And then they wanted to weigh me. I'm like, well, we're not weighing me. We're not weighing me with him in the room. Like he can see in and out and up and down, but he is not going to know the number.
Exactly. I mean, you can guess, but you ain't going to ever know for sure. Unless you wake me in my sleep or I'm dead. One of the two. That's the only way.
So, you can watch Sith Princess at YouTube at, where was it? It's me 5712. That's the Twitter YouTube handle for Sith Princess. TFL Sith Princess.
I think I've seen her in some chats on YouTube. That handle looks very familiar to me.
Her part 5 is coming out in October.
I don't think we're getting economic collapse. I think if there's any bottles, I still think that President Trump is way ahead. I think they want you to be afraid of that. I do think that he's going to be moving us back to the gold standard at some point.
No.
I do too. I very much think so.
But I don't believe we're going to have an economic collapse. I don't believe that. I think they use that as a tool of scare tactics, again, with everything else, that's all they've got.
I do have a question. This whole Biden, his son thing, Trump saying you really don't want to go there. Why is Biden pushing that?
That's all they've got is to try to by controlling the narrative. He's hoping that America will believe him instead of Trump and deny the facts that are going to be coming out and believe they're bullshit.
Okay.
Which, again, we've already seen that play out before and how that's going on. So I wouldn't agree.
That just
because we have it. We have the video of him coming out and saying, and even John Kerry's son would not, who is Hunter Biden's normal business partner. He even knew it was so screwy, the deal, and how they had no experience and they were still awarded this big contract. He said he wouldn't even be involved with their company anymore and bailed on it because he knew that what was going down was not right. I mean, they got this man 9 ways to Sunday. They did a great deep dive on it on Patriot Soapbox. So those of you who, it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week channel on YouTube. It's called Patriot Soapbox. They have a variety of different shows. You got to find the ones that you like and that you identify with. But they really have some excellent people that's either on their channel or have been on their channel that now have their own shows. So it's a lot of more patriots that have really good info that they're disseminating from deep dives into all subject matter.
Kind of like we've gotten, but we're just not to that size.
We're not as organized yet. Yeah. But I encourage everybody to be sure and watch on Sunday mornings. I think it comes on at 9 Central a.m. So it'd be 10 a.m. on Eastern time. But I do really, really enjoy 10 Homesteader and Stable Geniuses show. So, Miss Beth, you want to know why Phil is giggling?
Why?
Look at the screen. Look who's sniffing you.
Phil, you know I will hurt you. I am not as nice as this one.
You need my flask water. I got it ready.
We're just remember, Bill, when you did it, nobody's seen Woody ever since we had the showdown at OK Corral. It can happen to you too.
Nobody's.
You know what?
I'm your huckleberry.
It needs to be said.
I have 2 guns, 1 for each of you.
Enough. I can't understand that.
Wayne just said that Biden is huffing so hard that Beth's hair is flowing, or moving.
Oh boy, let's put him up there hugging Chris Mack for a while.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You don't need to hear this. Just
This has gone around. But David, my husband wanted us to remind everybody that that President Kennedy put a man on the moon, but Obama put a man in the women's bathroom. So we know where that's all gone.
But that was awesome.
Yeah. That was. I saw that go around for a very long time. It's very, very good. I'm telling you, we've got some people that are behind the scenes that support all of us doing shows and all this stuff that really should get credit. So, David Martin, I love you, doll. Yeah. Thank you for all your support. You give us material. He sets us up. He's just done everything to help us. So I do have to give a shout out. But don't let it go to your head hanging. I'm just saying, because tomorrow you'll be back to my regular husband that I've got a honey-do list that I don't think you've gotten done yet. Just say it. But I do love you.
You know Doc Martin. She is the same in person as she is online. but 100 times more sassier than ever.
There you go.
So,
Until I don't know how you have the guts to say and do what you have said and done to her.
Really, Phil? Come on, Phil.
I'm your huckleberry.
We like huckleberries.
so, Doc,
That doesn't.
I know it was hard for you to get rolling this morning.
Keep moving, moving, moving. Oh, they're disapproving. Keep them doggies moving, Lord.
I had to use that song tonight to get Doc moving to get on the show on time.
I was helping my favorite patriot get inside. It made me run just a tad late. But, and I will say that I had no encouragement. All he did was harass me the whole time I was trying to get ready.
Did. I heard or saw or whatever you call it.
See what I put up with, Kimmy, you can attest.
Oh, I was interrupted. I don't even know what you said. I'm sorry. But I do attest. I agree.
So,
I like that. Yeah,
Just
but
say
I do
yes.
attest. Just so yes, you know you're on our side.
it's 20 after, and since I've been picking on Chris Mack, I'm going to run a little commercial for Chris. He's our friend of the show, Chris Mack. He's on 44 times a day. Chris Mack, let's roll the audio.
And if you're listening, Christopher, I'm still waiting.
Hello, everyone. Chris McDonald with the Mac Files broadcast. I want to take this opportunity to invite you to listen every Monday through Friday night from 10 to 11 p.m. on Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube, Twitch, Switch, and other outlets that we're adding every day, Podbean as well. The Mac Files is a nightly broadcast of conservative talk, interviews, and encouragement from the realm of the president, to mega community, to the realm of faith, and deep state politics, trying to expose darkness, expose pedophilia, expose the occult ties to our nation, and also bring encouragement to those that need encouragement in this last hour. The Mac Files will not disappoint with each guest we have. They bring a wide range of variety of information and inspiring talk right here every night, Monday through Friday from 10 to 11. We also have a pirate radio show at 11:30 for the late nighters on Friday night, and a faith show on Sunday morning called Sunday Morning Meeting Time, and our Sunday night faith chat with a guest of faith each week to discuss the issues concerning the church and America. We encourage you to watch us. We encourage you to be with us each night for these shows, and we appreciate your support, both financially and otherwise. PayPal.me/TheMacFiles, Patreon.com/TheMacFiles is a way to support us financially. But we appreciate you coming in, supporting the show. Thank you for the texts, encouraging letters, and comments we get each week. And we invite you again to be with us every Monday through Friday night, 10 p.m., Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube, The Mac Files. Join us each night. Looking for you each night here on The Mac Files. God bless.
And while we're at it, we might as well plug Kimmy Jong-un on Thursday nights, 11 o'clock. And it's My Favorite Things, which I guess Doc's been on that show. Huh. I wonder why.
I've got one favorite things Kim ain't talked to her about. And I forgot some of the most important ones. That whenever she's got time, I'm going to come back and harass her again.
Good. I'm planning on being harassed by Phil soon. I like to schedule my harassers, space them apart.
I'm still waiting on a hello.
Yeah, I need to know
Hey,
more
I
of your
want to give
favorite
a
things.
shout out to one of our newest followers or members that comes in from time to time. But I wanted to welcome Ursus, and we're so glad you came back,
Yes,
darling.
Ursus.
Glad to see you.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of really wonderful
He's
patriots
been
that
in
come.
Stranger Things room with Christopher. He's got some great information.
Yes, I was in a scope the other day, and he was in there and just had some really good dialogue and some really good discussion. So we always love to welcome our patriots. We're so glad you came. We hope you come back. We love you. Welcome to the group. We're crazy, but we're uncrazy.
What's the question from Civil Civilian? Where'd all the good mule skinners go?
I read
Did I
that
miss
and I
something?
was asking the same thing.
What was
I love it.
All the mules are.
Donkey skinners would be better.
Ooh, I don't want a mule skinner.
Yeah, we need donkey skinners. That's the Democratic Party emblem.
Yeah, we do. And you know what I do love? One of my pet peeves, I'm real big into words and that kind of thing. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people call the Democratic or calls it the Democratic Party, because I'm with POTUS. There's nothing democratic about them, or they think that the ends justifies the means. And I am so glad to finally have somebody that comes out and corrects people and reminds them they're not the Democratic Party, they're Democrats.
Right.
You don't say, oh, there comes a Democratic. You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
Here's one good thing about Hillary Clinton that I will say, somebody brought up in the chat. She is helping the climate crisis with the Clinton kill list. She's reducing the population.
Yeah, she's taking care of the population control all by her little lonesome.
Yes, you're going to commit suicide next Friday at about 3:35 with 2 shots to the back of the head.
Is that Ed Buck coming up soon?
Yeah, that'll be Ed Buck.
Did you tell he was in withdrawals bad, or what? Those big old bug eyes and skinny and ew! I am just saying, you can tell that man is a crackhead on withdrawals. He's a speed freak on withdrawals. You could just tell.
Pretty bad.
Isn't it funny how the New York Times tried to minimize the damage by him by calling him a minor donor to the Democrat Party? Not a major minor. Yeah.
I did not do that. You know what I did see? I didn't see them call him a minor donor. What I saw, the headline, and I didn't read the article, so maybe so guilty about that. But what they said, the headline said, West Hollywood man, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, he's not a West Hollywood man. He is a Democrat.
Major Democratic donor. Yeah. Rubbing arms with Hillary and Bill and all those people they've got pictures with.
Yeah, but no, he's just a random West Hollywood man.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Epstein thing has just gone quiet.
Mm-hmm. Don't hear much. There's been one little article every few days in several of the news organizations, but it's not like, major or any connection with the Nexium or anything else. All of it. Yeah, they minimize it.
Now, is he still in custody?
Ed Buck, he I don't know. I know that the judge gave him a $4 million bond. But I don't know if he made it or not. I'm assuming that money is not a big option, unless a big problem, unless something has changed that I'm unaware of. But he sure was able to afford speed and all that kind of stuff. I know that I read an article, I think it was today or yesterday. There was a young man that sent him a picture on Facebook of himself shooting up with a needle, and Ed Buck texted him back or talked back to him and said, "You've got to come out here quick." So he sent him a plane ticket, flew him out there to have sex and do drugs because of the Facebook picture the guy sent him.
Yeah, no, it's almost like daily that we get these articles out. Like yesterday, 100 people were arrested in trafficking up in Ohio. Yeah. I mean, shit. And it's like every day we're seeing so many people, 20 people here, 10 people there. He's doing a good job.
And people don't believe anything's happening.
Yeah.
And they don't believe that Trump has anything to do with it.
And in that, there was an ER doctor, there was a youth pastor.
Yeah.
Affects all facets of our society. There's nobody, because you have to imagine that as a pedophile, you're going to put yourself in a situation for your living that would expose you to children or give you a field to play off of. So I just I think it's so sad that It's from everywhere, from all walks of life. Our kids are not safe anywhere.
We just learned also that there were 30 Marines arrested that were involved in child trafficking.
Yep. Well, you know what? Of course they were. Of course they. That's the thing that, like, I love our military, so please don't get me wrong. But one thing that really irritates the piss out of me, I'm sorry, is people who think that just because someone's had a uniform on that they are almost Jesus, and they're not. They're human beings, and some of them fuck up. Bad.
Yeah, always.
And yeah, and so. And I'll still thank a random soldier. I still will do that because I think the assumption is, I think it's safe to make the assumption that this one actually is a good one, but they're not all good, and not all cops are good, and not all anything is good, and not all anything is bad. So now Q, someone said Q has this interest. Yes.
There's good we have every time.
Yeah, of course. And Fritz just mentioned what I was going to say next is Q said, you know, it's like he basically said, be prepared because the people that you trust the most, these are the people. It's not these are the only people, but like, who are you told to trust the most? We're told to trust whoever it is. It's a church for the most part, regardless of who you are. And I'm not talking about Catholics. I'm talking about Catholics. I'm talking about every other one too, whether it's Catholics or Jews or Muslim or if it's Methodist or Baptist. I don't care. There is a pedophile in the ranks, and they are way up there and they're way down here too. They're all over. Now, they're not all of them, and we don't need to look at everybody and think, because I mean, back when I was looking at the Pizzagate stuff, I saw a pedophile around every corner.
Yeah, and just kind of extending on that a little bit.
Careful.
This might be lighter news, but it's also darker news. But let me pull that article up. We've now got 6 states: Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, New Mexico, Kansas, and Oklahoma, where it's legal, where they pass bills that girls as young as 11 years old can go topless in public. And then, of course, we got Kansas, which they have no laws. You can walk nude in public, totally, as long as you don't, do a sexual thing to someone else. But it doesn't say you can't do a sexual thing to yourself. That's kind of crazy. In public.
Yes, it's under the campaign Free the Nipple. They've got an actual campaign called Free the Nipple.
No,
yes. I think they were seeing Bill scope that one night. But if they missed it, there's still afoot. They're trying to slowly but surely change the laws in all of the different states.
I can support
Don't be putting that behind our heads, Bill.
I can support freeing the nipple. Free the nipple all over as much as you want to, like at the nude beach or at the place where it but not free the nipple all over this city, all over
at least
wherever the hell you want to walk around naked.
Or at least an age limit, like 21. I mean, we don't need 11-year-old girls running around topless.
Right.
That's just ridiculous.
What would you do when you go to pick up a jug of milk with your kid after work on your way home, and there's a nude man behind you buying a loaf of bread?
Oh, this is for the nude.
Mommy, what's that? What are you going to say? I mean, come on. You just came in for a loaf of bread or a jug of milk. I'm sorry. I would come unglued. I don't know how you could. How do people in that? They must not know of that law because, I mean, how do people justify that with kids?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm all for it for 21 and over.
I'm not even for it for 21 and over, except in specified locations. Even if you want to have a homeowners association where every motherfucker walks around naked, then fine. Keep it in your homeowners. Keep it in your little gate.
Well, I do confess to being a fan of wet t-shirt contests in college, but
it just because they're shoving it in everybody's face, and I didn't mean that. They are literally doing that, but I mean, like
shoving what in your face?
You missed that scope.
You hear what I said about meal.
I went to New Orleans, and in the city of New Orleans, for some reason, this doesn't bother me, and I guess because why wouldn't New Orleans be like this? It's Sin City, but I went there. It was the first night of this, the first night we did the Speakeasy, and I had to miss the Gay Pride Parade. Remember that, for me to come here and be on the show? And, well, I don't know if you remember me saying this part, but that morning, what I missed, and I'm actually sad that I missed it because I would have loved to have seen, just for the experience of having seen it, they had a naked bike parade. 500 people riding their bikes, but naked.
Those poor bicycle seats.
I know.
Back to the bicycles. I'm wondering about the bar thing.
The whole everything that there, and then New Orleans is gross by itself. You can walk around and just inhaling it, you're taking a risk. So imagine if all of your everything was wide open to whatever wanted to enter. No. It's crazy.
Yeah, and like Beth just mentioned, I mean, this whole bicycle thing, you know how guys have the straight bar?
Yeah.
You know, and girls, it goes down and like I guess for them to get on with a dress or whatever. But
Right.
damn, us guys need the one without the bar right there. I mean, if we
I think
come
he
off
meant
that
like to
seat,
get hit in the nuts. I think he meant like,
It's all that male testosterone they're wanting to kill.
Yeah.
They know you're going to crash. They know it's inevitable. So they're just trying to be another. You were asking all the different ways that they're trying to curb population control. And there's a major one right there. Every teenage boy has gone through that. You know.
yeah, bicycle industry conspiracy theorists.
yes, it's part of the conspiracy.
But you understand that that's coming from the woman that drug her mother to the nudist beach, because I had to go see that these people would really walk around naked. I just didn't believe that they would just walk around like that in broad daylight. And the funny thing is, Mama was less shocked than I was.
Stop it, because I know
all the people that went naked really shouldn't have. The ones had their clothes on. But the ones that shouldn't be walking around naked were all the ones that were just delighted to get out there and prance it all around, jiggle
See,
and all.
that's why I want to go to a nude beach. I went to San Diego, and it was on my list of things to do. I'm going to a nude beach, and I'm going to participate. And when I got there, there was.
I was just going to stare at the ones that did.
Well, when I got there, there was nobody there. And I'm like, well, I don't even know that I got the right place. I'm not about to just like. Not only that, but then I was also like, I don't know that I actually want to do this. I think I just
You're not
think
going to be a trendsetter? Come on, Kimmy.
Well.
Yeah, when I lived in Austin, I visited. It was called Hippie Hollow.
That's right, too, Mama.
Hippie Hollow.
It's the news. If people don't realize that Texas has its own little area where all the hippies settled back from the 60s. And so Austin is really basically divvied up into several different groups. You either work for the government, because of course it's the state capital. You're in high tech like Abbott Labs or something like that. You're at the university, or you're a hippie from back in the 60s when Austin was still weird. But if you aren't in one of those sectors, you're probably not going to love Austin as much. But they are still weird. They're the one little pocket of, they're our own little mini California in Texas.
I think I would like Austin.
I'm sorry, darling.
I think I would like Austin because I'm a people watcher, and I find weird people are my favorite people.
Yes.
And like I don't necessarily want to like bring them home and like whatever, but like I think that I just find people so interesting, and so it's like the weirder you are, the more interesting you are, and the more I want to learn about you. And so I'll sit there and just.
I know. And I talk to anybody everywhere. If I want to know something and I see you on the street, I'll stop and ask you. I was leaving the bank the other day, and there was this cute little guy, and he had absolutely the most neon. I've never seen a sneaker that big, that orange, or that neon. I just had never seen anything like it. And I had to stop and tell him all about it. I was going, now, honey, that is a really good sneaker to be wearing while you're walking, because I can see you from a mile away. What kind of sneakers are those? And he was so taken aback. He was looking at me like, is she weird? And I was going, yeah, I am weird. I just talk to everybody anywhere I go. If I want to know it, the only way you can find out is if you go ask them.
That's right.
So I just belly up to the bar.
That's right.
Well, no shit.
You just need to go to Walmart.
The only time he saw a nude beach was he was reminded of why bathing suits were invented. That's the dark. There is some all natural that needs to be covered. You know what I'm saying?
Except for Speedos. I'd rather they had nothing on instead of Speedos.
That little thing just flopping around. Now you have to corral that sucker somehow.
It's just they don't want to.
There's a reason they call it ding dong.
Well, yeah, but typically the people that wear these Speedos, though, if they take them off, they're going to have a stomach flap that's going to hide them anyway.
Where the hell's this show going? Come on, let's get this back under control.
Everybody has to be about something. We gotta have a good time sometime. We didn't post a beautiful
Jizz socks. Oh my gosh. Does that say DC?
I let loose time after all week battling the demons called left wing lib nuts.
Hey, okay, there's a person in the chat I think is called DC Mole, and they said Jizz socks, and for that I would like to follow them, but since I can't tap on their circle because I don't see
what.
Tell DC I need you to follow me so I can follow you back because I love your comment.
I don't know who you are. What is that? Should I be asking? Should I admit that I don't know what that means?
Yeah, I don't see. Must be some. I don't see it in the chat.
It's probably your favorite tool because they have. Oh no, he does have a reset scope, Kimmy.
I think this is someone I could like their comments, so I just want them to follow me so I can follow them back.
8 followers and 1 person that he's following, so you might be number 2. That'd be
good.
Yes, Earth Citizen, she did say flopping. Oh my goodness!
At least you got enough to flop. Otherwise, you got to get the tweezers out.
I could make $1 million on eye bleach.
Don't say it. I know you.
I didn't make them. I just make fun of them.
Yes, I agree with Arnie Maui. Speedos are better than nothing. Sorry, Scott.
Really? Speedos are better than nothing.
Oh, now I'm a party pooper. I'm not going to be a party pooper.
That's kind of like the better of two evils or whatever.
They want to talk about more flopping in the chat.
Did she miss the comment that I made that there's a reason they call them ding dongs? Like the pendulum. It's got to be the reason.
That fits me because I'm from Dumas, Texas. That's where I was born. Very small town in West Texas, and they've got this big sign entering the city. The home of the Ding Dong Daddies from Texas, or from Dumas. There's literally a singing group called the Ding Dong Daddies. And they're famous, apparently.
All right, so RM John wants to know what a jizz sock is, and I'm assuming that it is just a pair of men's underwear.
Well, I was thinking maybe something else, but I won't go with
the Speedos. The Speedos.
Well, I know there's more fabric in one of my socks than in most of the girls' two-piece swimsuits at the beach.
That's darn true.
I'm okay with that.
I am too.
From the man that posted the pierced nipple.
Amen. You will never let that down.
One for the South.
Yep.
One for the South.
I think so too. The war is still on.
They were offended
in my
by
vigilant eye for catching it.
They're offended by the Buffalo Bill pierced nipple.
Was it on purpose or accident?
And where did you get that picture? So we all, inquiring minds, want to know.
What are you talking about? What picture?
There was a scope, and did not realize it, but there was a frame behind it that had a picture of a pierced nipple. It was just behind my head the whole time, and I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, I got the clip and posted it.
It was Phil's. I'm just going to say, it was Phil's.
It was Phil's pierced nipple?
Here we go. No, it was not. It was not. No, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, I think it probably is a tube sock, Tiger.
You did it on purpose.
See how he changed? He gets
Yeah,
red
he
and he
changed
changes
it.
the subject. I like that. That's fun. Let's do that again.
I've got everybody still thinking about Jizz socks. Everybody's trying to take their guess.
I'm not sure what kind of socks those are. I don't even know if I want to put the
Wayne Riley, I agree 100% that I would never, ever write it down.
This ain't no romper room. This ain't Mr.
Wayne, all
Rogers'
I'm going to
neighborhood.
say is if you're one of the girls with that problem, just don't get to a car close to a car. You might kill it on your way by.
Yeah, no Mr. Rogers here.
Just saying. We have just double taking this, and I'm just saying. It's fun.
The bicycle, I did this the first time they brought up the bicycle. Same thing. Meanwhile, back to the bike thing, because I still was not clear. So,
well, the reason you want to know why the bar is there is not there for women. Yeah, but we didn't know that. Yes. Or, I don't know if you were here or Susan, but we had a whole discussion when Miss Kimmy was kind enough to look up why, and it was because they took the bar for girls because we were trying to get on to bikes with dresses on. Back then, everybody wore dresses.
I did not understand why we got
school like the ones that we saw this week that were expelled for wearing their school uniform that was a dress. They will only now they passed a thing to not make the boys feel excluded or anything, or they don't want any gender identification. So now the girls can't wear their school uniforms, their dresses. They have to have trousers. And so when they showed up at school because they wanted to wear their dress uniforms, they were expelled.
Oh my!
Now I'm on my way to court over that one.
Are you telling me the girls can't wear dresses because boys also can't wear dresses? That is so.
Which I guess nobody told Megan Fox that because she's as loony as she is pretty, but she was. There was an article today about Megan Fox. She was saying that she's raising her children to be gender neutral, and she was shocked that even though she sends her son, and she said this out of her own mouth. Now I'm paraphrasing, but it was very bluntly put. She said, "I send my child to an expensive hippie school, and even the kids are laughing at him because he chooses to wear dresses some days." And she was shocked by that. That her son gets ridiculed and laughed at, even by the other liberal kids at his school for wearing dresses. But yet the girls that wanted to wear their school uniforms that are dresses and did so didn't just get sent home, they got expelled. Now, tell me, when did we wake up and be in Alice in Wonderland? I mean, where's the same normal people gone?
Yeah, and then you have this story of these cheerleaders, high school cheerleaders that were holding up a Trump banner, Trump 2020, and the whole cheerleading squad got put on probation. They canceled this last night's game at the high school because they didn't want all these people coming in support of the girls. I mean, it's just freaking ridiculous what's going on.
It's crazy. That's crazy. They wouldn't have got suspended.
So bad.
I mean, for Christ's sake, holding up a sign of your president gets you on probation.
Yeah, that's
not.
That's insane.
They did, thank goodness, they did expel her, and the Secret Service is looking into her because she told her class that Vice President Pence should be shot in the head. That he just should be shot in the head, and and she was surprised that she was suspended and that they're looking into her. I'm going, what did you expect?
Really?
Money.
Oh, it's back. It's back.
What?
One of the guys I like to watch on YouTube, Ed. What's back?
I don't see anything yet. Maybe there's a delay.
Oh, it should be up.
Well, we got McBaby and Biden still there.
In Tarnation is happening.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
See it now.
That will be forwarded.
That's what it was. It was this video I was playing. See?
This is too funny. Our citizen was asking about the Irish people, and I said I wouldn't be taunting any Irish person with a kilt because they've got bagpipes. Those things could hurt you. And he said he got tickled and fell off his chair and his kilt tilted up.
Yeah, oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah. Hey, Phil, did you see that the our loyal followers out there are wanting to know what's up with the nipple ring again? What the heck? They're saying. You want to tell us? Is there any kind of fetish that you want to own it to on?
Please.
We could have the premier outing of all of this.
Well, we're having a contest here, and so I ask all the females in the audience to send those photos to me of your pierced nipples. So
Pissed nipple.
pierced nipples.
My nipple had been pierced since I was nursing my baby.
That would be called a golden shower. I just want a pierced nipple.
Oh, good grief.
Monica, poor thing. Monica has a niece whose husband has nipple rings. I'm sorry. That just seems a little on the painful side to me. I'm not really into pain. I'm more into pleasure.
It's a terrible idea. It's just you have to hate yourself deeply, I would think.
I don't know. I don't know what would convince you whoever thought that one up in the first place? Whoever just said, let's put a ring for a nipple.
Same thing with your tongue.
Down there.
Oh, I know. Hey, they're doing all sorts of stuff.
This is something that I saw back, I think it was the second or third Lollapalooza. It was back in 1992 or three, I think. It was in New Orleans. And they had this side circus show that traveled with them. Are we watching TV?
I guess so. What are we watching?
I'm just playing music.
Oh. So it was at Lollapalooza, and they had this sideshow, and I can't think of what it was called, but it was just a traveling circus that traveled with Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza was it used to be a traveling music festival. Now it's just a music festival. It's only in Chicago. But anyway, they had this festival, this side circus people. There was this man that was there. He had both nipples pierced, and pierced with big heavy gauge rings through his nipples. And can y'all hear me? Everybody's being really quiet. Okay. He was standing on cinder blocks, about 2 or 3 cinder blocks high, probably 2. And he had chains, big, tire swing chains, connected to the rings that were attached to his nipples. And from that chain, there was a cinder block. Okay. He gets up. I'm just going to kind of demonstrate. He gets up and he just starts swinging back and forth. And that cinder block.
You're going, oh dear God, what is wrong with you?
I don't know how his nipples didn't go flying across the field.
Super glue. Must have been super glue.
And you could just see him stretching out and just moving. Oh. I watched him, and he also put a rubber in his nose and pulled it out of his mouth. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
We thank you for that information, Kimmy.
Well, you heard about the new, how every fall they let out the upcoming holiday flavors that are going to be the big push this year? Y'all heard about that?
Mm-hmm.
You know how they do that every year?
Mm-hmm.
I just I lost my joke I was going to say. It just went to left my head.
It went out of your head.
That's something I do. Nice.
I don't know why I just totally blanked it. I'll think of it just a minute.
I hate when I do that.
I know why.
Why that, Bill?
I'm Texas too. Get a dog, little Ronnie. Get a dog. toes, little longy. Get a toes.
Y'all best cut it out! The stars at night are dull and dim whenever they have to be over dumb old stupid Texas. Hey, Patrick, what am I now?
Stupid?
No, I'm Texas.
What's the difference?
One of these days, you're going to wake up and be as funny as you think you are.
Yeah. One day. 100 years from now, but one day. That was like
General Eaton says the nipple is very resilient.
I saw that.
I don't want to test mine. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not going to test it out either. No, thank you.
I'll go right ahead if you want to, though. I'll be happy to live vicariously through you and your experiences. I'm not going there.
Earth Citizen wants to know: is this the moment we put the kids to bed? I
think your kids should already be in bed. It's too late. We passed that mark way time ago.
Yeah, we traumatized those kids with our R-rated SpongeBob, as mentioned in the chat.
R-rated SpongeBob.
Here's some R-rated.
There's a very special woman that The Rock wanted to sing a very special song to tonight. No, not Cookie Puss. And I'd like to bring her out here. Would you please come out? That's nice. Don't be shy. Come on out. I just want to sing a song to you. There you are. You look so nice. I got a very special song I wanted to sing for you. You ran off last time I was talking to you backstage.
Oh, okay. I'll stop.
Oh, I thought it was great. I love that.
I just couldn't know what you were talking about because it wasn't shown yet.
There's a delay on our end, and she is seeing it.
That's because you're in Texas.
That's your best place to be.
There's a delay in Texas.
Never come to.
You can never. Some Yankee did that to me on purpose.
Yeah, you need to make it a clearer, louder version.
A clearer.
I already complained. I complained to the management.
Well, this is nice and loud.
Remember, Phil, that nobody's seen Woody since the big showdown at the OK Corral. He hadn't been showing up around these parts anymore because I took care of him. You could be next.
It works.
It does.
Well,
I got
guys,
water killing.
Guys, it's
my neighbor's street.
It's 10:57. Believe it or not, already.
Did we not just start?
Flies by.
It does. It does fly by.
When you're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Which we always seem to never have a problem doing.
I don't know. James and Ladies of Liberty will be on here in a few minutes, right?
Glad you came, darling.
I think I did see a notification.
I didn't see anything yet.
Neither.
I don't know whose handle they're on, but we should probably wrap it up and say goodnight. We'll start with Kim Jong-un.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. I don't know what to say.
That one, Phil, could you not give me a little bit more lead time?
I left you flopping in the breeze there.
It's a ding dong.
Oh, Kim Jong-un is on Thursday nights, people. My favorite things. I know Doc Martin was on the show.
People.
Boogie Bumper was on the show. Mr. America was on the show. Chris Mack was on the show.
Yeah.
Everybody but the important people, Phil.
Yeah.
You and I were left out.
Instead of, I'm starting from the I'm starting from the dregs and working my way up to the stars.
Oh.
Wait, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Oh, Chris, you just heard that, Boogie. Chris, you're at the dregs. Doc Martin.
I take it all the way back. I had to throw Doc Martin in so the dregs wouldn't know what my plan was. And Sandra. And Ben. Oh, God, what have I done?
It's okay.
There is nothing you can do wrong. That's all you can do.
You know, us girls are loyal. We're not like the Yankees.
Scott of West Texas. You need to follow up that flopping mess.
I just did want to say one thing. Our assistant Phil is a Yankee. As you can tell, I am not. I'm Southern, just in case you were wondering.
But you did marry a Yankee.
I married a Yankee, but not that one, but another one. And we must like them. We must like them anyway.
Yep. All right, for my farewell, just this ding dong daddy from Dumas has had a fun night. Thank you all.
The ding dong from Dumas. I want that on the screen next week.
And I got good dad jokes too, just in case anybody wants some. So
after Kimmy, we left poor Scott hanging, flopping in the breeze.
Oh,
by the way, Doc Martin.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
No jizz sock required, though. So.
Oh, jeez.
I need to put something back out.
Can't hear you, Beth.
Beth Duffy, you're up.
Do I need to bring South Park back out?
South Park.
South Park.
The North South.
I didn't ever watch
the gift I sent you.
You mean like when Grant took Vicksburg?
Hey, Vicksburg is just 45 minutes away from me.
One little win under your belt, and y'all just can't get over it. I'm just saying.
Thank you, Monica.
You're only as good as your last performance, and that was a long time ago, Phil. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I love each and every one of you.
The Mason Ding Dong line.
The Mason Ding Dong line. Oh, no. Oh, we're running into overtime now. But, Doc, I know you're going to say goodnight, and it'll take a while so I can find this video.
Not even dignify that with an answer. No. I'm just going to ignore the Yankee and say, good night, y'all. I'm so glad y'all came. Y'all be sure and come back and see us. And don't forget, we've got a great week of Patriots lined up. You know, Chris Mack, we talked about all the ones. Be sure and support them. And just remember, you got to dance with the one that bring you, and we're the ones that bring you to the dance. So you got to come back and see us. We'll catch you on the flip side next week.
I gotta try to download this quick. I didn't see Ladies of Liberty pop up yet, so we're gonna keep going because I got a video I gotta play. After all, this week was hilarious on Twitter with Joe Biden and his story about the breakfast cereal corn pop.
Oh Lord, that was.
How did we not talk about corn pop tonight?
There they go. They're live now.
Okay.
There's just so much to laugh about.
Well,
there's so much to laugh about. It's hard to keep everything.
Chain at that. Oh my Lord.
Thank you.
Here we go. I got something from. Let me see if I can find it. From United Spot, Here we go. We're going to play it, even though we're running a little over.
Hey, yo, lifeguard Biden. What do you want, corn pop? Yo, mama's so dumb. She sit on the TV and watches the couch. Oh, damn, that get me so horny. Don't you talk about my mother like that. Don't fall for it, Joe. He's just trying to sneak into the poo.
Be careful, Joe. He's the leader of that gang called the Romans.
Yo, mama got a wooden leg with a real foot.
Oh, damn, I'm gonna put my knee pads on.
I warned you not to talk about my mother.
Hey, where'd corn pop go?
Ah, crap. Him and his gang snuck in the pool again. Why you gonna let him distract you like that, Joe? This'll be the last time. Hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up there and drag you off. Man, I know you ain't talking to me, white boy. Look, corn pop, I know you're a bad dude and you run a bunch of bad boys. But these are the rules, and I'm here to enforce them. I get off the boat, but I'm gonna meet you outside. You're gonna meet me outside? What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm gonna be waiting for you outside by your car, you dig? I know you're a bad dude, but you don't scare me. I'm gonna be waiting by your car with a razor. I don't know what to do. I mean, this guy's a bad dude. You know, he's waiting for me outside by my car. He's got razors.
Here, take this. I cut you some chains.
I'm just a lifeguard, man. What am I gonna do with this?
You walk out with this chain wrapped around your head and you walk up to that car and you say, you might be able to cut me, but I'm gonna wrap this chain around your head.
Holy crap, you think that's gonna work?
Trust me.
It's time for war. Oh, damn, I'm gonna put on my knee pads. You ready to get cut with this razor? You may cut me, man, but I'm gonna wrap this chain around your head. Oh, hell no, he brought a chain to a knife fight? Shit, I ain't never seen nothing like that before. I'm out. And that was the last time I ever saw corn pop.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, before we leave, don't forget to watch all the great shows. Chris Mack 44 on 44 times a day. We have Tav show on Sunday night at, 11 o'clock? 6 o'clock? 7 o'clock? Whenever James wakes up. We have Pirate Radio on at midnight on Friday night. Who's the other one? Brent Hamachek and Tamara Lee. Don't forget.
Poppy's got her morning thing too at 5. 5 a.m.
Pepper.
Pepper. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Pepper Potts, 5 a.m. morning devotional, right? Boogie Bumper on Monday through Wednesday, is it?
Mm-hmm. He started being at 6 Eastern now. He's changed his time. It's 6 Eastern, and also he's doing it on a different Periscope channel, so it's at Daily Boogie Show.
So Daily Boogie, don't forget to watch that. Trust and Verify on Sunday night. I think I said that. My favorite things on Thursday night, which I'm not one of them yet. At 11 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to do some MAGA grifting, like the troll said. I'm going to grift. There's the Patreon, if you choose to be a Patreon follower, at patreon.com/winningtv. Or you can PayPal us at winningtv. Or you can email us your hate mail at winning_TV@protonmail.com.
We just throw it in the trash anyway, but we appreciate you sending it.
Yeah.
You got any hate mail?
You can send all your hate mail about Doc and the South to winning_TV@protonmail.com. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Check out LOL on next. LOL. Don't leave them hanging or flopping in the breeze tonight.
You just coined a new phrase. Don't leave them flopping in the wind.